I didn't get that growing up. Like, I would have loved to see this movie and not be in it. You know what I mean?
You too. When should we start our wedding shopping, eh?
Hi all, it's Sailesh from AsianCultureVulture.com. We're talking to Sophia Ali, star of an American film called India Sweets and Spices.
I'm so happy you're home, Alia.
This had its world premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival. We reviewed it, we liked it a lot. It's now coming out in the UK. Some of you will have seen her in the Amazon Prime series The Wild.
Yes.
Sophia plays Alia Kapoor, whose parents in this film are Adil Hussain and Manisha Koirala. We talked to Manisha Koirala about her part. It's a brilliant film about gender, class and status in America in the South Asian community.
My mom, Queen of Ruby Hill.
I didn't really think that if I was going to do something that was like representation, that it would actually be like so similar to who I am as a person. You know, I thought maybe I'd play more of a stereotypical type character. I think that's part of the reason why I was in it. You know, I think the director, when we met and I talked to her, you know, sort of about how I felt like the rebel in my family.
I see, really.
What if we are who we are and then everything changes and we don't recognize ourselves anymore?
She goes on a journey in this film. How would you characterize that journey?
Really, it's dependent on the person watching, because there's so many different things to relate to about. It's not, you know, just an Indian family story. There's like, you know, anyone can relate to the type of coming of age that Alia experiences in the film. She like definitely there's like a newfound respect for her parents and their specifically her mom. And her journey, I don't think she ever really fully recognized, you know, all that her mom sacrificed.
Your mother was incredibly brave.
What was this, like a feminist club or something?
Parents are full of surprises.
How did you get into Alia Kapoor? Did you have to do much prep?
I did not really have to do much prep. No, she's pretty similar to who I am.
Right.
And also, like, you know, Geeta Malik had such a clear vision for what she wanted for the film.
Your kid got caught having a three-way in the school gym. Yours failed his physics final and cried in front of the entire class. Yours is actually just a pothead. We all think she's pretty cool.
Savage.
Definitely my opinion on representation has like changed so much, because the last thing that I want to do is limit my own people, you know? And I feel like that's sort of the biggest weight that comes along with being someone that is, you know, representing a race, is that like the last thing I want to do. Yeah, I'm grateful, but I also think that if I were to say that I am what South Asian women are, then that would just be limiting them in every capacity, because obviously there's like a myriad of different South Asian women and personalities.
And we need to see all of them, you know, on the screen.
Your mom needs you to go to the Indian store to buy some biscuits for the party.
I'm relaxing.
We often talk to people who are in mainstream productions, and they're obviously a smaller part. Generally, it's still the way. It's very rare to see a kind of South Asian in a mainstream.
Yeah,
in the mainstream.
I mean, it was the first thing that I'd done, pretty much, where I wasn't the only South Asian character.
Right. So that in itself was empowering, I guess.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And I mean, that didn't go unnoticed, definitely, because that was just odd to me to like look around and see other brown people, you know, because normally I'm just party of one.
Yeah.
You know?
No, I know. Yeah. And you noticed that it's not like.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was very like freeing. I almost feel like every South Asian actor should do a movie, like an all Indian cast.
Yeah, right.
I'm looking for some biscuits.
One of the themes of the film, and I don't know again how much it struck you when you were doing it or when you saw it afterwards or whatever, but it's very good on something that we're much more aware of, I think, here in the UK, which is about class. Was that something that struck you, that it really deals with class in a way that not many American productions that I've come across do?
I honestly never thought about it like that, but I wonder if it has to do with just like my exposure, you know? Like, I just don't think about America lacking that, because I think about it quite often.
You guys should come.
You sure your parents won't mind?
You invited who?
Local shopkeeper. We are running a charity service, huh?
Sure, Aunties Without Borders.
If you look at your character, she comes from a very middle class, quite a privileged background. She's obviously very academic, and then she's kind of falling for somebody who is obviously kind of rising on the way up, but his parents own a shop, which is quite different to your dad, who's a doctor, and
that's actually a huge, really good point. Actually, there was so many things that even I was ignorant of, and I think that I have that sort of kind of thing, same as Alia, where it's like I would definitely go after, like, I don't care, I'm not I'm not like thinking about someone's status or how much money they have, what they can offer me.
Mom, where are the biscuits?
You're restocking them, Varun.
What's so good about film is that it really gets underneath a lot of and I find this in America too when I've been, is that there is a lot of what should I say, show or superficiality, I think, about wanting to be seen as the successful American dream and really making an effort into portraying that.
Is that necessarily a bad thing, like the American dream? I mean, I just don't know any other life. I've spent so much time like rebelling against it and wanting to not do, the ideas of whatever is associated with who I am, and wanting to be my own person. And I pursued the arts, which is,
that is one of the things I would like to talk to you about, in the sense, like nearly every person I speak to, writer, actor, director, most of them say they have a hard time trying to explain to their parents that they want to go into the arts, when a lot of parents still think that medicine, law, and engineering are really the be all and end all of what you should be aiming for, especially academically.
Well, I think there's like, it's a chicken and egg type of thing, because, there's got to be more representation for people to be able to see the benefit. And I think that's what I've experienced with my family, and especially my dad, and a large part, like, because he had definitely like more traditional ideas for me and my brothers.
Right.
And he struggled with in the beginning, the idea of me wanting to be an actor.
I want your life to be simple.
That's not what I want.
Who were the people that you looked up to when you were like starting out, before you'd done any professional work?
Like Lucy Liu, and obviously I love Slumdog Millionaire, and because I watched a lot of American television.
What would you say to somebody who is interested in acting? I have friends who go, sometimes they go to Bollywood, sometimes they go to Hollywood, and they don't have any family or any connections, and they just land up either in Mumbai or LA. What would you say to them as somebody who's kind of on the other side?
I would say to really focus on the art and the craft, and make sure that you're really happy with your ability, and obviously there's a long process to trying to make a name for yourself, and trying to start a career in this kind of field, and make those connections, and go to Los Angeles or whatever, but I feel like if it's going to happen, it's going to happen for you. If it's meant to be, it's meant to be. And as long as you know that you're talented, that's all that you can really say for yourself, and like, people are always going to make you promises, and people are always going to lie to you, and you don't really know who's actually going to help you or not.
Sure.
So like, just help yourself, and just make sure that you really believe in yourself.
You live in a strange world.
Yep.
Lakshmi spent all our money on plastic surgery. She can't even move her jaw.
That's not true.
I saw it in Tribeca last year digitally, and it's now coming out in the UK. What would you say to somebody who doesn't know anything, what this film is about and why they should watch it?
Oh, that's hard.
Have you been able to talk to people who saw it at Tribeca at all? Your white friends, what's their kind of reaction to it?
They love it. That's the same kind of thing. Like, when I read it, I was like, oh yeah, this is, because I'm looking at it as an actor, and obviously like, I'm happy to represent, but like, I'm not even thinking about that. That's not the forefront of my mind, so then when I hear about like all of the relief and that like my cousins have gotten from it, from the story, and being able to see it and stuff. Like I didn't get that growing up. Like I would have loved to see this movie and not be in it. You know what I mean?
Aunties, all they do is sit around and gossip. You too.
Lovely of you to take time out to talk to me about India Sweets and Spices. I hope we'll be talking again and seeing you in another production that we can talk about. So thank you. Thank you so much.
You. It was really nice to meet you. You're
all
very
right.
lovely.
Take care. All the best. Thank you.